Hey, this is Darren Milley, and I just want to thank you for taking a few minutes to hear my heart. God has dropped into my heart a burden for the trucking community in Canada to see a gospel movement take place and to see His name glorified in this group of people. A couple quick things to give you a bit of perspective. There are, as of 2021, 325,000 truck drivers in Canada. So if you add together their families and the companies they work for and the shippers and the receivers and all the people who are part of this community, it's a huge demographic. And I got to tell you, the fields here are really white unto harvest. There's a lot of hunger and a lot of need for the gospel. And so I'm excited about that. Secondly, it is a real broken group of people. I am a former pastor, church planter. I was a police officer. I was a military chaplain. And each group I've been in, I sort of thought I'd found the most broken group of people. I thought the people I met and dealt with as a police officer were really hurting and broken. And then I thought in the military it was far worse. And this community of people, I've got to be honest, are incredibly broken. The things that are struggles in the trucking community are in some ways pretty unique to this group of modern day shepherd gypsy folks, and relationship struggles and addiction issues and finance and the separation that comes from working a 70-hour work week in 6 days that leaves you parked somewhere that you didn't want to be oftentimes, and the sense of disconnect is huge. And so there's a great deal of brokenness. And in this community, I've got to be honest, there is such a need for that invitation of Christ to come unto me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. I think that there's just such an open door for that with these folks. And then thirdly, the thing that is a real challenge, and as I kind of alluded to, truck drivers in Canada are allowed to work 70 hours in 6 days, and that oftentimes for either the long haulers or the mid haulers takes them far away and leaves them so very deeply disconnected. Within the trucking community, there are a lot of people who call themselves Christians, and some who are deliberately trying to be Christ followers. And the challenge is if you are somebody who is devoted to Christ and trying to walk with Him, you know that you need community. You know that you need supports and the tools that come with being a part of a community, and connection and fellowship and good teaching and accountability and all those things. And I got to be honest, a lot of that is just so very missing in this community. When you find yourself on your 36-hour reset park provinces or states away from home and nowhere near a church and nowhere near the people that love you and that you love, it is a hard life. And so there's just a massive need. And so what's going on? What are we doing? Number one, we decided to buy a truck and immerse ourselves in this community. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm driving a truck and I'm meeting people every day, and I'm learning more about what the struggles are and the challenges are every single day. Secondly, we're working on developing an app so that we can put tools in the hands of existing Christian truck drivers and disciple them on purpose. As I look around, I don't see a whole lot of deliberate, intentional strategies to reach and disciple these truckers for Christ. And so part of the goal is to put together a central toolbox where Christian truckers can go to and find the things they need to grow. And one of the most exciting things I think that is a passion for many of us is, what does it look like to plug into community, to authentic Christian community where we can walk together and grow together. And so that's one of the goals, is to figure out how to do that. How do we connect people both virtually and literally together, and so they can grow in their walk with Christ. And so we want to see people get saved. We want to see people come into full-on authentic born-again life with Christ. But then once that happens, how do we disciple them and put tools in their hands so that they can be a part of the building up of the body for the works of service? And then thirdly, how do we connect them into community so that they can walk together, so they can grow together, so they can be accountable and serve Christ in this community? So how can you pray? Lastly, what can you do? Well, I gave it away. Pray, please pray. Pray for opportunities to share the gospel. Pray for opportunities to meet those out here who are already Christ followers, who are excited about growing in their faith and serving the Lord. And pray that we would be able to put together this toolbox that would be effective and useful for helping train up these people as they walk with Christ. Pray that other people would lean in and become a part of this, and that they would want to disciple other truckers even as they are discipled themselves. And so it really would be a disciple-making movement where each one would come to Christ and then grow in Christ and then go find others and train them up too. The other thing I would ask you to pray about is, what would it look like for our churches to become places that are passionate about reaching this massive group of people for Christ, loving them, caring for them, creating safe and good spaces for them and their families. And so pray about that. More to follow. So excited about what God is doing. Not excited about the snow I'm about to go driving in, but thankful for your support and partnership in this ministry. God bless, and look forward to sharing more with you.